Hello, everyone. I hope all is well with you. I am Demetra K of the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, like to say hello and thank you so much to my moderators, as you all are doing a wonderful job at holding down the comment section as good as the first time. How you doing? So today we are going to be discussing the Latino group LULAC demonizing Black people by using the Asian playbook. So, of course, I'm going to get into that in just a second. I want to give everybody an opportunity to come on here because we don't want them saying, oh, what did we miss? And all that other stuff. And so, um, as usual, on Wednesday, I have been very busy. It's the day that I make all of my videos for the African Diaspora News Channel and Emancipation Media. So I'm here, nevertheless, a little bit tired, but that's okay. Who else is on here while we wait? Kevin, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Mike Nice in the building. How are you? And Easy E got here early today. And Laura, I hope you're doing well. So anyway, give them just like 30 more seconds and we're going to rock and roll here. And I find this topic to be extremely interesting, as we have seen this done before. Um, but as usual, Black Americans especially usually is everybody's scapegoat. So anyway, Molly Cakes, how you doing? Hope that you're having a beautiful day today, as it is very hot here in Houston. I cannot wait until the fall. The fall and winter is usually my favorite times of year. Used to be summer when I was young, but now that I have all these hot flashes and stuff, yeah, not so much. So I cannot wait for it to cool down. JJ Mars, what's going on with you? T Austin, hope you're doing well. And Sister Stacy in the building. How are you doing? All right, I think I've tap danced enough. Let's go ahead and get into it. And everybody else I can catch up when they have a moment. So I was on the internet, just kind of scrolling one day, and I came across LULAC's page, right? Now, LULAC is the League. Let me see, get it right now. I'm going to get it right. It's the League of United Latin American Citizens. And so it is the oldest civil rights organization for Latinos, right? So they organize to champion the causes for Latinos in America. Now, of course, we've talked a lot about LULAC in the past, specifically regarding their leadership of past, right? And maybe even present, saying that they are not interested in aligning with that of Black Americans, let them fight their own battles, and, a whole host of other stuff. So they made it clear how they feel about us. But maybe y'all remember last year when Kamala, she was running for office, LULAC did something they've never done before, and that was endorse a political candidate. It went against their own rules, right? They said they would never do it, but they did. Now, of course, a lot of people was like, why would they do that? Well, it's because Kamala Harris was very pro-immigration, and a lot of Latinos come over here, right? Of course, a whole lot of other people come over here, but nevertheless, I saw a video that they posted, and I was going to say something else, but it made me very angry, extremely angry. And I'm going to show it to you, and then we'll get into it.
Men are posing as ICE officers to assault and rape Latinas. Here's what we know. In Brooklyn, a man told a 51-year-old Latina woman he was an ICE agent. He led her to a stairwell, tried to rape her, beat her, and stole her phone and purse. In North Carolina, a man pretended to be an ICE agent and threatened to deport a woman if she didn't have sex with him. Please stay safe. Try to travel in groups when you can and carry legal self-defense tools like pepper spray, bear mace, or a personal alarm. But always check your state's laws to make sure what you're legally allowed to carry, since this varies by state. However, beware. Using force against a real officer, even in self-defense, can carry serious legal consequences.
Okay, so hold on a second. I'm gonna try to go back and I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all see there? It's a Black man, is it not? Okay, they blurred his face out, but you can see he's a black man. Okay, let's go back again. There's, I don't know if that's the same black man, maybe it is, but okay, let's go back again. What's that? It's a black man. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the comment section. I'm going to take this down. It's a black man. Now, again, the accusation is that those particular men are impersonating ICE agents, right? They're impersonating ICE agents saying, hey, come with me. Sounds like they, from what they're saying, tried to snatch up these Latinas and do horrible things to them. So they were basically alerting their people saying, hey, be careful. This is going on. Now, on a state level, they're trying to get a bill passed called No Vigilantes Act, which means that they must show their face and their ID and state their name, right? They being these ICE agents, because as you've seen, many of the ICE agents have their face covered up, and then you'll see people saying, hey, let us see your ID. Where's your ID? And they don't show the ID. They just kind of snatch people up and take off. Now, on the federal level, they're trying to get the No Face Covering Act. So basically, they are saying that you cannot cover your face while you're trying to arrest people. But again, in LULAC's little ad there, they feature nothing but black men. Now, of course, we've all seen the news. And of course, we've heard about these stories, right, of people impersonating ICE agents. But it wasn't just black men. It was men from all races that were doing that. There were Latinos, whites, from what I've seen, but I'd imagine there were other ones. But why did they just highlight black men? Right? Now, some might say, well, Demetri, you're reaching. But this is what I saw in their comment section. Now, the one on my left-hand side, maybe you're right, it says, always black all the time, right? That's a comment from their comment section. Always black all the time. Then another one says, the blacks are added again. So when I went through their comment section, I was like, okay, I'm not off. This was propaganda to tell their people and everybody else the blacks are at it again. The blacks are the ones that's doing this to Latinas. And be careful, get you some bear spray and all this other stuff, right? Because the blacks are at it. Now, where did we hear this before? We have heard this before with the Asians, did we not? In 2021, they were, showing black people attacking Asians, right? Whether it was in San Francisco, California, New York, you name it. It was the blacks. The blacks are attacking Asians. And everybody went on and on and on. Then Washington got involved. Biden and Kamala's Washington, might I add. And they got a hate crime bill just like that. Now, the technical name for it is the COVID-19 hate crime bill or something like that. But we all know it as the Asian hate crime bill. Now, I know that your Rollins and everybody else will tell you, oh, that's for black people too. It's for everybody else too. But again, they know you won't read it. But the first 6 or so paragraphs say Asian Pacific Islanders, right? Asian American Pacific Islanders, AAPI, all throughout. It doesn't say anything about Black Americans or even anyone else. So the Asians have used black people as the big bad boogeyman as to get something specifically for them. And now we see Latinos, LULAC to be exact, trying to use that same playbook to get something for them. And you know what the crazy part is? Now, this is the rub. The rub is Black Americans have been harmed by everybody. Even per FBI statistics, Black people are the most harmed people in America, and we do not have a hate crime bill at all. Even though we've been asking for one specifically, we still don't have it. But yet everybody else is going to use us to get it, and then they're going to fix their mouth to ask why we ain't out there with boots on the ground protesting what's going on with, immigration and all that, because we know that the ICE agents are out there due to Trump and Tom Homan saying that they're going to do this mass deportation thing. Their goal is to get 2 million illegal immigrants out of the country by the end of this year, which is a very bold goal, right? Will they do it? We don't know, but they are definitely trying. And so, yeah, they want to know where we're at, but they want to use Black people to, try to get something and make us the boogeyman. So anyway, I want to see what you guys have to say. But when I saw that really made me mad. It really did, because most people won't see that. Most people won't get that's what they're trying to do, using Black people, talking about they are Black men running around, doing something horrible to their women. Now, again, if those men are doing that, they should pay to the fullest extent of the law. But why didn't they include all the other men that are doing it? There's a lot of footage out there showing other men, but they only show Black men. I wonder why. Anyway, let's see who else came on here while I was talking. Going to the top. Let's see. I think I was here. Brother Reggie, what's going on with you? Hope that you are doing well. Nona, what's up with you? Gadag, and I know I said that wrong, but how you doing? And again, y'all names are still kind of all over the place. I think it's a YouTube thing. It says boycott they too. All right. G Code, what's going on with you? Thank you. Stacy says, well, now they are fighting their own battles. We are not getting out there to protest deportations. Nah, I mean, especially since they're doing that kind of stuff. You trying to use us and demonize us? Nah, we ain't going nowhere. See? Mahaya, how you doing? Love and light to you as well. Yeah, easy. Lying on Black men. Now, I don't want to say they lying, because if those men did that, then yeah, they need to be held responsible. But they're making it seem like it's just Black men. That's very disingenuous. But see, we've seen that before, right? And God, he says, buy FBA, start supporting our own. Absolutely. Easy says, them dirty mofos. Kevin says, bear mace is not legal in all states. But yeah, you heard what they said, though, right? You get just bear spray, whatever, and you spray them Negroes down, right? I'm not against bear mace. If somebody is trying to do something like that to you, yeah, bear mace them, cat mace them, antelope mace them, whatever, mace whatever you need to do. But yeah, you be honest in your reporting, and report that is not just Black men, right? Yeah, God, they always say blame it on Black. And Micah says, were there 3 of them? I don't know if it was 3. If one of them was the same guy, it might have been, but we saw images of all Black men, and that's crazy, right? Easy said that's a declaration of war, if you ask me. T. Austin says, looks like the same person in New York City. Okay, so it could be, or whatever the case is, but again, why didn't they use anybody else? And I'm just wondering. John, how you doing? Says it's always Black men to them. Well, Black men are the easiest scapegoats, right? Because everybody's afraid of Black men. Now, I'm not saying that we are, but everybody else, those Black men. Except when they women want to be with a Black man. I said too much, though. Anyway, Stacy says, right, Demetra. Ernest, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Easy said it's predominantly their people. Yeah, there's a lot of their people is posing as these ICE agents, talking about getting a van. And they're not really ICE agents, right? Mike says, watch them start the fear levels again Wednesday. Yeah, they've already started. And I saw this a couple of days ago, and I've been meaning to talk about it, but then, Trump decided to go into Washington with the National Guards. I was like, okay, well, we'll talk about that later. King Shaw, how you doing? Said, this is why I voted for Trump, to deport them racist Latino supremacists. Yeah, again, that is LULAC, the organization that champions the civil rights of their people, who have often said that let the Negro fight his own battles. We are not interested in aligning with them. And they've also said that they identify as white, right? They are not like anybody else and all this other stuff. But yeah, here they are in 2025 with the shenanigans. But see, they don't think that we're going to be paying attention to it. But oh yes, the Asians have already beat them to that. The Asians have already used that playbook. So yeah. Avenge the ancestors, how you doing? Yes, indeed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, as I am very tired. I got up early today November, what's going on with you? Says, I simply cannot do Latinos. Them and Africans are the most jealous, hate-filled immigrants toward FBAs. Yeah, a lot of them are. And the crazy part is we really have done nothing to anybody, right? We are, a victim of America in every way, shape, and form. But everybody else wants to come over here and use us as the whipping people, you know, for whatever reason. But yeah, this is just something else they're trying to do. They're trying to compile other things and blame Black Americans. It's like those Black men did that. Black American men are not doing that, right? There's a difference. But again, as y'all saw in their comment section, they were like, it's always the Blacks. Who they sound like? Uh, Original American, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. LSB, what's going on with you? Says always Blacks acting up. Well, that's what they said. Mahaya says, we're always the boogeyman. Yep, that's the playbook. King Shaw says, I'm glad we didn't let Skamala win the election because could you imagine? T. Austin says, they're not mad at the folks who are putting them out. It's us that they're mad at. Yeah, to be fair, you should be mad at anybody who is trying to, assault somebody and take something from them, regardless of who it is. But come on now, don't lie to kick it because they're putting that image out there that is just the Blacks that are doing that. This really pisses me off. I ain't going to lie. But I'm too tired to really just go there. But every time I think about it, it's like, how dare you? How dare you try to paint that's just Black men doing that when it's not? So you letting white folks off the hook, you letting your folks off the hook, Asians and anybody else who are posing as ICE agents, you gonna let them off the hook so you can use Black people? Damn. Complex Blackness, how you doing? Says CNN has an article from February that shows two white men and the Black guy, yet LULAC chose to show the Black guy. Exactly. We've all seen the images of everybody else doing it as well. But again, they want to show y'all that it's just the Negroes out there just out there on the loose hunting Latino women where they need to get some bear spray. So what's going to happen is they're going to end up bear spraying Black men who ain't got nothing to do with it. You know how white women clutch their purses and lock their car doors when they see Black people walking by. It's funny. The other day I was sitting in my car and I saw a white woman. I was like, I should just lock my door so she can hear the click. But I was like, don't be petty. The Nubian King, how you doing? Says an Asian dude tried to chop his nieces up with a machete in New York. Not news coverage, nah. But let that have been a Black man. They'd have got 3 more hate crime bills, right? Brother Samuel, how you doing? Hope that you're well, and thank you. Yeah, I'm usually on fire right now. I'm not because I'm not sweating. Kevin, you say there are more whites attacking Asians than Black people. It was a few Black incidents, very few. I agree, but that's not the way it was put up. That's the propaganda. They'll blame Black people. That's been the playbook for a very long time, and everybody else, they say, oh, that works. So we'll use it too. The old school movie, The Birth of a Nation, what that came out in the early 1900s, that was the, prime example of propaganda. Blame the Black man because he is just, he's after these white women, and that was shown in the White House and all kind of stuff. And here we are in 2025, everybody else is continuing to use that playbook. And they want to ask us to do something. Brother Don, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Well, and what is going on? It says soon they will see that it's the folks, not us Blacks. They know that. They know it's not us, but we're the scapegoat, right? It's easier to blame Black people because ain't nobody gonna ask too many questions, right? But when you blame somebody white, oh, I want to see what happened before. Well, how do you know it was them? And listen, they are off the damn chain. I don't know if y'all have heard about what happened at the CDC building where one of them pew, 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 like over 100 shots into the windows and some Target pew, 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 and a whole bunch of stuff, right? But you it's like, shh, don't say too much about that. But when it's somebody who look like us, oh yeah, it's all over the news. But you say we tried to warn them, but they drank that bitter Kool-Aid. FBA's hands are clean. Ambassador of Jesus Christ, how you doing? He says, so they punishing us for not protesting for them. Well, even if we weren't protesting, this is something that they've always done. They being everybody that is not Black Americans, they try to paint us as the boogeyman because essentially America has painted us as the boogeyman, even though the boogeyman is white supremacy. but they blame Black Americans. Because they know it works. Shan, how you doing? Says that's not our problem. That's not our concern. Black man, how you doing? Says Black men always praising the Most High. Yes, indeed. One who cares. How you doing? Hope you're having a beautiful day. November says, and see the sisters running behind some of these chicks, and they ain't never got nothing for you. It's weak as hell to be out here as FBAs helping any of these folks. Yeah, I mean, I went to a protest when I was in California a couple months ago. Not that I was attending it like rah rah rah. I was documenting it, and I put it on my page here on YouTube. And I did see some Black people out there. Wasn't a lot. Maybe I probably saw like maybe 5, right? But in the past, we would have seen quite a few more. But the memo went out to Black Americans like, nah, sit down. Sit down. They'll be all right because they don't help you like that. So yeah, JJ says, I bet Karen Bass helped create that narrative. Who knows, right? Meska, how you doing? Says, I told y'all we don't have time to dice them into groups, send them all home. Well, yeah, especially if they're here illegally, right? Definitely. Zelmowins, how you doing? He says, FBA must pay attention. Read. Yeah, you got to read. Kevin says Black people need to stay away from those protests. Let Hispanic communities fight their own. Their fight is not our fight, and that's what they told us too, right? We don't care what the Negro is doing; ain't got nothing to do with us. So yeah, Beverly White, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Tahada, what's going on with you? J.E.M., how you doing? Says hi, Demetri, fam. Trump and others attacking us again. Yeah, Trump is just doing what everybody else does, right? But we need to be making sure we have our stuff together, right? So yeah, thank you, John. And WD, how you doing? Says, what is the Asian playbook? The Asian playbook is to blame them Black people. Remember in 2021 when they did that, and they got the hate crime bill that was specifically for them. It was them. It was unanimous there in Congress. They got it signed like that. Especially when they were showing all the footage of these Black people attacking Asians and this, that, and the other. So of course they have to protect them, right? Had to protect them from us. That's the playbook. Blame the Negro. So yeah. G Code says we always gonna be public enemy number 1. Right. And what did we do to deserve that? We didn't do anything, right? As them supremacists say, we didn't do nothing. Hey Priscilla, how you doing? Michelle, what's going on with you? Who else is here? Tidbits, what's up? Whoa. And Stacy, I do too. I love Black men too. Yes, I do. Truth Pace, how you doing? Says, oh, they are big mad that we did not march with their A's. Well, they've always felt this way about us, but they're using propaganda, and propaganda works, especially for people who won't do any research. Because especially if there's an organization and they dress it up all shiny and they put it together real nice, and then people are like, yeah, it is the Blacks that's doing that. It's always the Blacks. And I'm like, okay. Let's see. Mahalia says they are mad because we won't support the illegal immigrants. Yeah, they don't support us. And over the last 4 years or so, the illegal immigrants have been supported, and Black Americans not so much. So why do they need us to show up? The Democrats will show up, fight, try to bust into ICE detention facilities, catch charges and all kind of stuff. So they don't need us to show up. They got all the help they need. Kind of. Don says, you ready for Trump's new crime bill? Depending on what it is, right? Did he come up with a new one other than the ones we've heard about? Yes, Mike, Wicked Folks Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Rohan, how you doing? Says, when Asian store owners shot and unalived our kids, nothing happens. Yeah. Latasha Harlins. I always talk about Latasha Harlins every March, right? Because that's when it happened. And we don't have a hate crime bill. Shot her in cold blood in the back of her head over a bottle of orange juice, $1.79 or something like that. That she had the money to pay for. And Sun Du, I think that's her name, she got a slap on the wrist. She was found guilty, but she got community service. And I think she had to pay for the funeral. So yeah. Poor hackers, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Moving right along, Avenge the Ancestors. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that. It says, keep up the good work, Queen Demetra. I shall try. As long as I got y'all's support, I will do just that. Brother Reggie says, when that Asian hate crime bill was announced, the White House had that Korean group, BTS, there, and they said they were teased about their eyes as kids. I was like, hold up, y'all grew up, y'all grew up in Korea, right? Because what does that got to do with over here? We were teased about a whole lot of things. If you black in America, you were teased about your big nose, your big lips, your big butt, your skin, your hair. You're teased about all of that, and we ain't got nothing to show for it that protects us, right? Okay, let me not lie. We got that funky hair crown act bill that ain't worth nothing. Basically says stop discriminating on black people for their natural hair. How you gonna know if they doing that or not? You think they're gonna say, well, we're gonna fire you because your hair is, it's nappy? No, they ain't gonna say that. So it's just symbolism. It means absolutely nothing. MC Fact, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else is on here? Don, you crazy. Dear self, how you doing? And Diane, what's going on with you? Dear self, he says, yes, 1914, birth of a nation, resurrected the KKK. Absolutely. Again, it was played in the White House. Was it Woodrow Wilson? I think it was. They played it in the White House. It was the movie of the year. Look at this movie about these blacks that are after white women. I wonder why they never made a movie about the white men that was messing with black women on those plantations and the black men. Why they didn't make a movie about Miss Ann tiptoeing into the slave shack at the Mandingo? Because her husband was doing all of that. Why they didn't make no movies about that? Because, see, they think they was able to do that. And even when that movie was being made, they were still doing that, running around there taking from black women and girls what they were not trying to give them. But they had the audacity to make a whole movie about black men wanting to do something to Miss Ann. Lolo, how you doing? Says, did they have anything to say about the Hispanic gangs going around terrorizing everybody? They did not, and they will not. Especially the NKs, right? The NKs in LA, y'all know what NK stand for, right? How about this? It stands for the word unalivers. And that's a whole Mexican gang. Run around calling themselves the NKs. They done formed a gang, not because they fighting over the block or fighting over the hood. They named the gang because they want to take us out of here. Are y'all that fixated on us? Are y'all that jealous to where y'all going to make a gang? Talking about we finna take y'all out of here? But now they ain't going to talk about that. Because in a sense, some tells me they're okay with their own people, doing stuff adversely to black Americans. But they don't never want us doing nothing to them, in which they shouldn't. But yeah, talk about it all. Absolutely. Sister Shirley, how you doing? Hope that you are doing well. I know y'all names are all over the place. I don't know what is going on, but our power moves. How you doing? Says that's how you joining the gang is blame, and then I think a comment cut off. King Shaw says Kamala got her people a hate crime bill and money for Asian businesses. She looked out for her Asian community. You see, I ain't lying. She did, right? But she was running around talking about she black. Her mama raised her as black, her and her sister as black women. But, didn't make sure black women got anything, not even those nasty, crunchy greens that she was making in a tub. Black women didn't even get a recipe to the greens. So, yeah, freedom is the truth. How you doing? Says all groups blame us for everything. Nobody wants to take accountability for themselves. Yeah, because it's easy to blame black Americans. Blame them. Blame the blacks. They did it. And then everybody will believe it, right? Because it's the propaganda. Let's see. Sherry, how you doing? Says even the Africans and Caribbeans paint us in a bad light, but they don't know the white man. So you're basically saying to them they are the N words as well. Yeah. But again, they are in their countries and they see this news, propaganda, hit pieces on black Americans that paint us as the boogeyman. Now, I don't watch the news often. It's rare that I do. But when you do, and depending on what news station you watch, you'll see nothing but blacks, blacks, blacks doing this, blacks doing that, blacks doing this, blacks doing that. All the while everybody else is doing it too. But see, as I always say, everybody else is not as interesting as Black Americans. We are very interesting people. See, ain't nobody gonna really click on it if they say, well, a white woman did this or Asian man did that. But you say Black people did it. Oh yeah, everybody want to see what's going on. A lot of it is out of hate, but everybody else is like watching paint dry. So especially these news organizations, they operate like blogs now. So they got to do the incendiary to get people to pay attention, and that's usually talking about Black people. So yeah, exactly, Mike. Same ish, different toilet. You know what, Tahada? How you better stop. Kiko Baffett, how you doing? Says question: could the media assault and scapegoating on Black men and families be a shield to distract from the Epstein files? It could be, but it's always been that way. As I said, it went all the way back to the Birth of a Nation, the movie. It's always to make Black people the scapegoat of horrible things, even though they're doing it. Because see, when Black people and white people first, got in the same space, Black people weren't doing those things. The white people were doing those things. And they were doing it to us on those plantations. And then when slavery was over, you all decided to paint the narrative about us. See, for one thing, they was mad because they couldn't keep us on those plantations anymore. And so we had some freedom, and I say freedom loosely, right? Especially after slavery. And for whatever reason, they thought that Black men just wanted their women. It's like y'all didn't even want your women because you was messing with the slave women. So why would the brothers want them? Yep. But it could be a distraction. Biz, how you doing? Say what you want. I will vote for Donald. You says Trump. Oh, I will vote for Donald Trump. 48 TCO, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It says, oh man, I'm late, but I'm here. Yes, you are here. We got about another 30 minutes, give or take. King Shaw says, what's sad is Black women voted for Kamala, the Asian lady, and she barely got the Asian vote and did more for Asians than she did for FBA Black women. But yeah, the Black man was right behind her. 92% Black women, 78% Black men, but Black men were the second largest demographic to vote for Kamala, behind the Black woman. So while I hear what you're saying about that Black woman, but the majority of Black male voters says, here I am, Kamala. Give me a plate of them greens. So yeah, Black Wolf, how you doing? Says, how is Trump attacking us? How? Well, you heard about what's going on in Washington, D.C. A lot of people view it as an attack on Black communities, and a lot of people who live there say, yeah, the areas that he's talking about is in Black communities. But on the other hand, you have a lot of people who are Black are saying good, because we are tired of living in crime-ridden areas. So him coming in here, getting rid of the crime and bringing National Guards, that only helps us. So it just depends on who you ask. Soul Glow, how you doing? Says the greatest Black wealth transfer in the California history was Kobe marrying that Latina. Large segment of Black people demonized his parents for saying protect the wealth. Now, yes, that was a large wealth transfer. However, I like to give that some context. Yes, she is Latina. His parents did not, want him to marry her for whatever the reason was. Maybe they felt like he was too young. But y'all got to remember, they got married very early in his career. So a lot of that money they amassed together. It wasn't like he had all of that money and then, she came along. They got that within the marriage. So I just kind of want to give that some context. Black Wolves. Okay, so I read that one. Sorry. JM says he's sending the National Guards to Black cities. I should have read your comment. 44 signature. How you doing? Says a dude told me out here in Chicago, a group of Venezuelans tried to rob him pretending to be ICE. Yeah, but see, they don't want to talk about that. They're Latino, and they should talk about that. Or they don't want to talk about all the other stuff that people was doing. Like I said, here in Houston, there's a 14-year-old girl, and she was Latina. That was how one of the worst things you could do to a child done to her, and her life was taken under a funky, nasty bridge, and they did that to her. I wonder if they made any propaganda pieces about that. I doubt it. Bernard, how you doing? Says Democrats will never get my vote, and we can't get he says a hate crime bill. Yeah, Democrats are trying though. They trying to get us back on the plantation, but they haven't given us a reason. So let me skip down so I could catch up, y'all. Charles, how you doing? Says illegal immigrants have made more money than the average, in my opinion, especially these last 4 years, right? They got over. They sure did. I don't care what nobody say. Um, Stacy says that pissed me off. She got community service. Yeah, talking about old girl in Empire Liquor that killed Latasha Harlins. Let's see. Christian Butler, what's up with you? Tidbit says stop playing buying Asian and Latino crap. Yeah, we could stop doing that and we should, but will we? Will we do that? Julian Brown, how you doing? Says, how are they playing black people? Hopefully you've heard my explanation. I know I'm behind in the comment section. Behind you doing MC Facts. So you saying talking to somebody else. But how you doing? King Shaw says you see that Epstein list still didn't come out. You see, yeah, and it probably won't, right? Because who's gonna make them do it? You got the FBI who's on board with, oh, there's nothing to see here. You know, Pam Bondi. Oh, there's nothing to see here. Remember, it wasn't her. Said it was on her desk, and all of a sudden it wasn't on her desk. Trump told everybody to stop talking about it already. So who's gonna make him release the files? Probably nobody, right? Okay. Let me just skip down. Who else haven't I seen? So far I've seen everybody. Okay, let's see. Damon, how you doing? What you say now? Yakwaba, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Emmett, what's going on? Says they're really going to get upset when we hit them in their pockets. Okay. Who else do we have on here? And Mikey says them heifers were looking for that soul pole. No documentaries about that, huh? Even in some of those cases where they went and destroyed black towns, there was even rumors of some of their women, you know, as they used to, the old people used to say, they go together, right? Going with the big buck in the town, and then when they found out they being their husbands or, you know, uncles and daddies, like, oh well, we need to go burn the town down because they doing something to her. And it's like, nah, she wanted that done to her. Okay, unbeknownst to you, clearly she didn't like what you had going on, so she moseyed on over to the black town, and they should have told her, nah, you Satan, get thee behind me, right? It should have put some garlic in front of the doorway and said, you can't come over here, and put up some crosses and holy water. Psh, the power of Christ compels you. That's what they should have did, but they didn't. Marlon, how you doing? Tracy says, Demetri, come and get your dang storms, woman. Oh, y'all got storms? Well, we had one. It was like for 5 minutes yesterday, and today it seems like it's okay. I think one is going to come later, but that's fine. I'm sorry if you got, and you know, having a hard time. I apologize. Just skipping down. Facts, not feelings. You've been missing. Where have you been? It says peace and love, family. When civil rights generations exit stage right, our generations will fix this anti-black problem by closing the border and sending them back who came illegally. Okay, so you talk about when the civil rights generation go up to glory, then we might have a chance. You know, some of them going to be around here for a long time, so we got to figure out other stuff to do in the meantime, right? Buckhorse, how are you doing? How is DC going? It says DC is here. Shalom. Yes, indeed. Have you seen anything out there? Are you afraid? Have you seen any National Guards or anything like that? Like, do tell. You're like the eyes on the ground. So let us know what's going on. Easy says most black men listen to their mother. I would say that's probably true. I would say so. Rodney, how you doing? Says blessings, my powerful soul sister and the beloved community, and blessings back at you. Let's see. November, he says, and Vanessa didn't like the ninjas either. She saw them as licks. That's it. Yeah, that's usually how it works, especially when they got a lot of money. They tall and handsome and all that. Yeah, you know, they ain't going to look for the brother that's working at McDonald's. They looking for the brother that's, got some money. So yeah. Dear Self says, like Birth of a Nation, Reefer Madness, that's another one. Also was anti-black due to white females running behind black jazz players, when in reality it was their women being loosey-goosey. Yeah, absolutely. Reefer Madness is a prime example, right? Obviously, Reefer Madness, and that was made, what, like the 19, I don't know, 40s or somewhere like that. But yeah, that's what they did. They make these hit pieces and these propaganda movies and stuff to demonize black men. But yeah, they're women. Hell, I was in the club in the 1980s and 90s, and they had like a black side. That's where the R&B and all that was, and then they had a white side, alternative and things, and it was always a white woman or two on the black side. It's like, why? But we knew why, and unfortunately, there was some brothers who was like, "Hey, how you doing?" So yeah. And I actually know some of those men to this day. Soul Glory says, you have a chance to build black museums and libraries in the community that would make white supremacists erasing black history irrelevant. Yeah, especially with the African American Museum in Washington, the Smithsonian, one of them that Trump is rearranging and all of that. It was 50% donations from, private donors, but the other 50% came from Washington. So that's why Trump is like, oh yeah, we gonna do this, that, and the other. We taking this and that out. It's gonna be the white museum eventually, whatever the case is. But the point is, had we taken 100% of our money and our efforts and built our own, they wouldn't be able to say anything. We could say what we want about them in there, because that's what they don't want. They don't want the truth about them on display. That is American history anyway. It's not black history. It's American history. We do not claim that, even though, unfortunately, we were a part of that. But that history belongs to them. Oh, yes, it does. Buck Horse says, it's bastards again. The feds got DC because we have never been a city and they know it. They are railroading us, y'all. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of that's going to happen. Tyrone, he says, I want to look into my representative. One of them is Vanessa Summers. How do I start? Vanessa Summers, isn't she one of the newest senators, if I'm not mistaken? You find her number on, you can go to Google, find her a number to her office, call and ask questions, or she should have a page, right? Usually most politicians, the representatives, they have a page. Or you could put her name in Google and just ask specific questions about her, and usually they will come up. You can believe that. Shan says, I want some Tub Greens, mama. You crazy. Michelle says, I spent the last 2 weeks in Houston. The crime in Houston is bad. They stole my daughter's package the first night she was in her apartment. I was pissed. Got her a Ring doorbell real fast. Yeah, crime here is, listen, I do not go outside. When people invite me and say they doing this, that, and the other, I'm like, that's real cool and everything, but I'm not going. Not me. People ask me all the time, what do you do for fun? I get on a plane and I leave. Now, I do some things here. Don't get me wrong. There's some things that I like to do here, but just me just hanging out, hell no. Not me. But yeah, crime is pretty bad here, and it's sad. Norma, how you doing? Says Trump just doing this because he's going to get embarrassed by President Putin soon. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about what they got going on or don't have going on. Herschel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Tree, what's up? It says, hi, Miss D. I don't trust none of them. Greedy and judgment are going to get them all. Please believe it. They know it too. Oh, yeah, you can believe that. Biz, she says, the Venezuelans are the main reason the Mexicans are being deported. This dude literally made a TikTok on how to steal people's homes. Coward said nothing about Mexicans blaming us. Yeah, I think I saw that video. Didn't he get deported? If I'm not mistaken, he got deported. He was real bold with it too, right? Poor hackers, she says, FBA family members war ready on this soil. Spanish losers are in the phone system. You won't be able to call 911. You got to be always ready to defend yourself. Yes, indeed. Black Wolf says, who really cares about the Epstein files? The man is already, well, they care because they want to see who's been on that island messing with those young girls, right? Because that's the allegation. So yeah, if people are being PDF files, that should be known. Facts Not Feeling says, Black people just have your power tools ready. because there are a lot of anti-black people of color out there. You could best believe that. Herschel said that's crazy. We should be getting a hate crime bill against them. We should, and they know we want one, but nobody really cares. Tracy says the thunder cracked the damn sky. Scared the hell out of me. Not used to that. Laugh out loud. I'm not used to it either. I'm telling you, I do not like it. One time, it was a couple years ago, I was sitting here doing a show. I was with Walter, as a matter of fact, and lightning struck right by my window to the point of it struck, I guess, the cable cord, and my internet and everything was out. They had to come and fix it. And it blew out one of the components in my computer to where I had to get that fixed as well. So that's kind of why I'm always like, oh, it's lightning and thunder out there. I do not like it. Mr. Clay, how you doing? Says I live here in Chattanooga. It's gonna rain again. Yeah, sounds like it's gonna be some flooding in different places. I think the East Coast is supposed to flood real bad. We're seeing some really interesting weather, aren't we? But we knew that we would. Watch the weather. Lynette from Montgomery, Alabama. How are you doing? Bryn, what's going on? Says these POCs mad because they getting packed up by ICE. And it has nothing to do with us. Nothing. Not one thing. Buckhorn said it's the fools downtown. That's not urban DC. It's not, it's a FB. Yeah, and that's what I heard too. A lot of people saying it's not everywhere. It's just certain places, right? And I've even seen people post videos where they said it's kind of like a ghost town now. So interesting. Soul Glow says, I think Trump's planning to arrest a lot of Democrats so the National Guard will protect the FBI agents doing it. But it's weird because when Democrats get in, they will do the same. Yep, they are the same. Just different names, right? Let me skip down a little bit, y'all. Nathaniel, what's going on with you? Said, where's the boycott against African businesses? I heard a lot about, but don't see nothing. Make sure you also boycott the Marathon Burger of Nipsey Hussle. Don't solely doubt now. Why boycott Marathon Burger, if you don't mind me asking? I kind of know why you're saying it, but I want to see what you say. And as far as the African businesses boycott, now you know damn well. And it sounds like it was supposed to just be their braiding shops. You know damn well. Black women wasn't going to hold out on nothing that had to do with their hair not being braided. I'm just saying. So yeah, it went like a lead balloon, I guess. But I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about the Marathon Burger. Yeah, easy. Curiosity kills the cat. That's what my mom used to say. Synovia, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Tracy says, so glad I'm from Philly. We didn't have segregated clubs strictly for us. Well, it was like the same club, but they had like the black room. And it was kind of unofficially that because they played like the R&B, the hip hop in the black room, and then the white room, you know what they had up over there, right? Rhythmless go-go dancers and stuff. Yeah, well, they didn't give us no go-go dancers, but the white side, they had go-go dancers. Now that I think about it, that's okay. They didn't have no rhythm. Skipping down, African Native. How are you? So your name has changed back unless you changed it. Kayla, how you doing? Says Tariq Nasheed has a Black History Museum in LA. So I heard. I've never been, but I have heard. Has anybody been to it? Truth Paste says they will search for blacks in the daytime with a flashlight. Damn. Dear Selta says it happened in DC 2 times before with the elite policing. Nothing new under the sun. So you're saying this happens before, and this is only supposed to go on for up to 30 days. And I guess it's supposed to be reevaluated if they need to do that. But, Trump's like, we're going to clean up Washington and then we're going to go do it in the other cities. And again, a lot of black people aren't against it because they're like, yeah, if you can do something about the crime, then great, we're with it. But see, if the Democrats would have did something about the crime in their, majority ran cities, if you will, then Trump wouldn't be talking about it. Like you got all this black misleadership and the city runs the way it does. Like, why can't y'all get rid of the crime? Is it because you don't want to? Is it because you use it as a carrot to say, oh, vote for me and we're going to get rid of the crime. I'm going to get rid of the crime, and you never get rid of the crime. You have people just living as hostages, like a third world country scared to go outside when you could do something about it. So why wait till Trump does it? That's the question that I have, Ambassador, he says her name plus gov.org. So yeah, it said Vanessa Summers. Yeah, you can look. She's easy to find. Trust me. Song Glow says if every Black American descendant gives $50 each year to maintain Black museums, it's over for them. Yeah, we could do that. It's easy to do. And Stacy says, I stay at home. I don't hang out. Same. I do not hang out at all. November says, ain't none of them bras gonna struggle with you. None of them. Well, damn. Easy says, D, we got to get trained on that pew pew soon. Yeah. Uh, you should exercise your 2A rights, but, be very careful. Christian says, so why hasn't there been anything done in the high crime areas before now? I should have read your question. That are mostly inhabited by us. I agree with you. Why not? Why complain about it now? Because this is the crazy part. And this is where it's going to be another nail in the coffin for the Democrats. Y'all write this down. If Trump does, do something about the crime and all this other stuff in the inner cities, and it's, remarkable, the Democrats are done. Because the next talking point is going to be, oh, well, Trump did something about it. Why didn't y'all do it? Why was it so hard for y'all to get it done? See, that was a mistake on the Democrats' behalf. But now they want to use it as, oh, my God, Trump is targeting Black people, and he very well may be. But again, there's a lot of Black people like, hey, listen, do what you got to do. Because I don't want my mama scared of sitting on the porch thinking somebody's going to run up on her, regardless of who it is, right? So, yeah. Buckhorse says, I wasn't born to be no slave. I got something else to do. Hey, you and me both. Brent says, Houston is a scam city, nothing but charlatans, fraudsters, and scammers. Listen, I'm just reading the comments. I don't have no comment about that. I'll just say I stay in the house, okay? I just stay away from people. I know people, but I'm like, hey, how you doing? Ambassador, he says he got deported more than once. So talking about the guy that was talking about how to steal people's houses and stuff. Yeah. The thing says free Grandmaster J NFAC for life, free Ozone and Ozone Orenthal Wallace. Yeah. Nobody even talks about them anymore, huh? And it's sad. Sherry says, but didn't Obama and old Jim Crow also have the files on their desk and did nothing about it, or was it some of their friends in the files? I think it's all of the above. I think there's people from all walks of life in that file. Doing what? Who knows, right? I'm not one to speculate. I've heard, but who knows? Let's see. Yeah, Buckhorse. Trump said he was going to and fro, seeing who he could devour. Or was that the devil? West Avenue, how you doing? Says what? It says what blacks? Oh, it says Black Sam is on our side. Laugh a lot. So you're responding to the comment about Marathon Burger. Yeah, I'm waiting to see. What happened was. Allie, how you doing? Says, hey, Demetri in the chat. Have you already spoken on the aliens, aka African American 7 foot tall, coming soon? I haven't talked about it yet. It's funny because I posted about the spaceship. They think maybe that's supposed to be here Christmas time. And they said the spaceship is like way out there, but it's traveling really fast, right? But the outer space, the universe is vast, but they say it's traveling just below the speed of light, right? So the speed of light is fast, but this thing, who some are saying, well, maybe it's just kind of like some space particles that's gathered together. But there's experts at Harvard that's like, this ain't that. This ain't no meteor or some space dust. This appears to be some sort of spacecraft that cannot be destroyed. And I guess because of where it's positioned, like on the other side of the sun, they're saying whatever rockets that America or, Earth may have, it can't reach it. It can't get to it. It's also saying that whatever it is, being that it's where it is by the sun, it's unusual because most things, I guess, couldn't get quite that close. So they said, yeah, it looked like it's on its way, whatever it is. Now, if you know, right? Humans, we think we're the only thing in the universe. Well, that's been proven not to be the case. And the government has confirmed that. Like, yes, there's some other beings out there, the mothership they called it. And we know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has talked about the mothership or the mother plane And in the fall of America, the way he described it, the government, I think a year or so ago, described it the same way. And yet we hear there's something coming this way that looks like a spaceship. Now I need to look into these 7 feet tall African Americans as they described it, but very interesting. Tracy says black women should get tired of not having no edges. You know what? You went a little too far. Yucca Boy, you says Kamala Harris was like, he says, Havar off Prince of Thieves. And you know what? I've never seen that movie. Majestic, he says Nipsey was half FBA and wasn't a person that's not FBA, the word I don't like. Yeah, he was Eritrean. Yes, indeed. But he was damn sure doing a damn thing in Slauson, was he not? Yes, he sure was. And so, yeah, long live Nipsey. Let's see who else is on here before I get out of here. Got 5 more minutes. Okay, Buckhorse. I hope that your grandma is doing okay, and tell her we said hello. Facts Not Feeling says if black women were forced to put on hijabs, we could save billions of dollars from useless hair and hair products. Well, some black women don't want to cover their hair up, but I get what you're saying with the hijab. But for me, a hijab would be just extra hot. But I hear what you're saying. But you still got to take care of your hair underneath, right? Okay, going down. Okay, Nathaniel says, I meant it in a sarcastic way about Marathon Burger because I'm sick and tired of the BS. We should protect ourselves and come together so that the next generation understand unity. Oh, I got it, because you know how we feel about Nipsey. All right, going all the way to the bottom, acknowledging everybody have not seen Simo. What's going on? Says I did Houston for a minute and wouldn't do it again. No shade. Yeah, y'all know I'm about to get up out of here as soon as I get my money right. I'm out. Houston was what it was. I've met some wonderful people here, but California ain't nothing like it. So that's my goal, is go west, wherever west is. Mackie, how you doing? Said Demetri is the beginning of the end for home rule in Washington, D.C. It might be. It very well may be, especially if he's able to do it everywhere else. It may be. It remains to be seen. Let's skip down. Who haven't I seen? So I can. The old God, how you doing? Says these MFers think black people are there whipping boys and girls. Yep, and it's been working so far, right? D Hayes, what's going on? She says buy black all day, every day. Yeah, Allie, the spaceship. I'm telling you, look it up. It's like, for real. Why are they coming? And listen, if they coming, I hope they know exactly where to go and understand that black Americans ain't did them nothing, okay? Trump is cleaning out Washington. There's probably enough space for them to land there. Land right on the roof of the White House, and y'all go on up in there and do what you need to do, okay? Because the rest of us, we ain't got no say-so. So I'm assuming they're coming to America, and something tells me they're going to make quite a few stops throughout the world. So, yeah. Jacob, how you doing? Says Nipsey couldn't sell T-shirts without a permit, but illegals got the entire LA on lock selling street tacos. Ooh, don't make me mad. Because you absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And some speculate that's why he's not here anymore. They wanted to shut him down because Nipsey was like, yeah, I'm buying back the block for real, right? But you're right. 1,000%. Norma says, my only issue is our women keep trying to make their hair look like white women's. That's what no one talks about. Yeah, that's some. That's not all. There's been a number done on us, unfortunately. And so we just have to unlearn that. Tamara, how you doing? Says the aliens and Annabelle need to head to the White House. And definitely Annabelle, right? Because y'all heard what happened with Annabelle with that man who was taking him around with her. Like, is you crazy? So anyway, I do love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Brother Reddy says that's why Trump was on the White House roof the other day. He's building an alien helipad. He might be. Tyler, how you doing? Says you are a smart lady. Better safe than sorry. Well, thank you so much. But I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, which is going to be our Friday. Of course, I'll be back here on Friday or Saturday if something really major jumps off. But in the meantime, you all have a great rest of your evening. Peace.